with losses and with tears. And in that life I met someone who softened all my fears. Soon you came to find me and gave to me your time. You told me of your dreams and fears, and so I told you mine. A friend like you I never knew and never thought could be. Forever will I follow you, wherever that may lead. I'm running free, but I'm still near, in light and wind. I'm always here. So in my final year on earth, an adventure came to pass, with trees so tall, sky so blue, and rolling hills of grass. Know that I am safe and loved when you think of me. I run on earth, on stars and clouds, galloping and free. I'm running free, but I'm still near, in light and wind. I'm always here. The wind will let you know I'm here, my hoofbeats and my name. You must believe that I am near and never far away. I still hear your morning call, and I know that you hear mine. That is why I sing this song, never parted, not by distance nor by time. I'm running free. I'm running free.
That was a horrible mistake on my part. Horrible mistake on my part to play that song at the intro. Golly gee, I'm having to look over there. I'm sitting here counting the cashews, and I'm trying to find any way that I can not to listen and look at those images. My God, that was hard. I am so very sorry. I did not mean to start the live off on a sad note. It's nice to see everybody. I'm super excited to be here. And guess what? We do have in our green room Jami. But I'm going to have to ask you, who wants to bring her in, or who says, Lester, let's just do it with you tonight? I know it's a hard decision. You guys are no help to me whatsoever. You're no help whatsoever. They're no help to me whatsoever. Hey, Jami.
Hey, babe.
How goes it?
It's going. It's going.
How
You
was visit
played-
with Grandma? So I want to talk about Grandma because she didn't look good in that picture you sent me. You want to talk about it, or can you?
So that actually is not the grandma that I went to see this evening. I actually went to see Grandma Ritz this evening, and that also was it was a tough visit.
All right. Hey, let me do a quick check. Everybody, just yes or no. Can you hear us okay? Is everyone
Can you not
able?
hear me okay? Is something wrong with my signal?
So this is the new computer, and I think it was turned down low. So I just now turned the volume up, and now I can hear you fine. So I'm making sure everyone is saying yes. So I think that we should be good. Okay. So go ahead and talk about a little bit of what you did today.
Today was kind of funny, actually. So I woke up this morning All good. My brothers were working at a community fundraiser, and I met their families with my mom, and we went and supported little Germantown, Illinois, and had breakfast there. And then afterwards, we went and visited my grandma Marilyn, who many of you have met. And she was having a hard day today, so that's kind of like sticking in my mind a little bit. She was not feeling very well, and she had some things going on, and um, I'm gonna cry. Anyway,
Well, let me ask real fast. So now listen. So just so everyone knows, so Grandma Marilyn is the one who's already lost her partner, her husband.
yeah,
And then Grandma Ritzheimer is doing better, but her husband is the one who's ailing.
was doing better.
Wait, so she's not doing well either. And Grandpa's not doing well. So now the both of them are not doing well, or has Grandpa ended up flipping flopping with her and now he's doing better than she is?
There's a lot going on.
Oh, okay. Well, that's scary.
But I did come home with
More weights,
no.
more fishing weights, because I don't think that's whipped topping.
It's not whipped topping. So I would like everyone to guess what they think is in the whipped topping container. Okay?
Fishing weights,
That's what you
lures.
think's in here. Let everybody. I legitimately cannot see a single comment. So you
No.
have to read out some of the things that people are saying. But I would like everyone to guess what is in. What's in here?
Okay, someone says buttons, food, leftovers, a duck, hamburger helper, rhubarb pie,
That would be good.
fruit, buttons, rhubarb pie, buttons, cake.
Are you ready for the big reveal?
Yes.
All right. Tonight's take home is some homemade peach crunch something or other from her peach trees, and this is a fabulous meal for later. I also got bread and butter pickles that look like they're in a commercial pickle jar. They are in a commercial pickle jar, but she made them.
Oh, wow.
I got something for the RV.
Plastic
And
silverware.
and a family photo that I'm not in, that she's not sure when it was taken.
Well, what are you going to do with that if you're not even in it?
In case I need it, I guess, if I need to
Don't
identify.
you feel so special that they give you a family photo that you're not in? Is that just them trying to rub salt on a wound?
No,
That's what they call rubbing salt on an open wound.
no,
They
but
are-
they love the RV. Grandma and Grandpa Ritz love the RV, and their biggest love was Flat Lester, because I moved you back to the front seat. You're back in
well, that's
business now.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She
know
thought
they've
it was
always
very clever.
I know they've always given you a hard time about taking off and leaving. But, don't they get it that women generally do that? It's not usually women who stay at home their whole lives. Men are the ones that normally stay closer to home, and women normally go off with their men. I think that's just kind of, I think if you look around the country and probably around the world, I think that most times it's the women who do move off with the husband, be it if he's in the military, then they're the ones who go off to all the different camps and military bases. And if
So,
he's a
that's
oil
not the
field
case
worker,
here.
huh?
That's not the case here. So my grandmother was born here in Breeze. Grandma Ritz was born here in Breeze. Grandpa was born 20 minutes away, and Grandma's family was here. She left with him to go to San Diego because he was in the Navy, and they came back home because Grandma's dad was sick and she needed to take care of him, and that they came back here. So it's very, I would say it's kind of geographical about how that happens, though, like, because my other grandma was also from Germantown, and that's where they ended up. And Grandpa was not from Germantown. Grandpa was from Trenton as well. This is funny. Both of my grandfathers were from Trenton. How crazy is that? And somehow, like, this little community here, this little county of small communities, like, people don't leave. I am the anomaly for leaving.
Oh,
People do not leave.
so that's why you're the black sheep of your family then. Well,
This is why I get a family photo when I'm not in it.
I know. Well, I'll just say a little bit about how it is down south. And this, listen, you know what, guys, all we're doing is speaking for some, not for
Yeah.
everybody. So remember that. But you know that down south, down here, a lot of when you're going to give away land as an inheritance, and a lot of people here are what they call land rich and dirt poor. You know the expression?
Yep.
So land rich, dirt poor, meaning that you may have some property, 100 acres, 200 acres, whatever your farm, has that you've been passed along to. But normally, and then don't be offended, folks, but normally a parent does not deed off land to a daughter. They deed off land to their sons, and they deed off other things or inherit the daughters will inherit other things. And the reason for that is because if you deed off land to a daughter, most times that land end up getting sold, because women generally speaking will meet some man and move off with him, and that land is just empty land. So you can be upset if you want to be upset, everybody, but unfortunately that's the way it goes down south. So a lot of the Morrow land that has been handed off to father, son, father, son, father, son, it stays with father, son. It stays in the family because women have generally married into another man's family, if that makes any sense. I see that you're not looking at me, and the people in the comments are also mad. Everyone's mad at me for saying that.
It's not that we're mad, it's that we don't relate or don't like. It's not reality everywhere else. It is reality around you, but it's not reality everywhere else. And like, and that's the best that I can say is like, it's very different where you are.
Yeah.
Compared to many other places.
Yeah. And then the men that do marry into the family, they always have a very hard time. It's difficult to marry into the family and try to come live on a man's property where the man and the sons have invested their entire lives into maintaining, fencing, repairing, operating, improving the property. And then, so it's just difficult for a man. So like I said, that's just the way that we see things over here. And it's maybe not the way it is everywhere, but that's the way that it is in our geographical area. Yeah. So anyway, that's interesting. So, okay, well, I'm so sorry you're not included in that big family photo, but maybe
more, it's more of the greater family. It's not like my whole immediate family without me. It's more of like great aunts, uncles, that type of thing. I just thought it was funny to call out. Yeah. And then you're never going to believe what else I did today.
What?
So if people watched my live last night, they know what Xander and Kendra have been craving and what they asked me to make them. But do you know that I made 6 packages of hamburger helper today for my kids?
Please tell me it's all different flavors, not all the exact same one.
There's 2 that were the same because it was one that they both loved and they ate a box and a half today. Like that was what they ate. And then the rest of it we made for their lunches and things for this week. But I thought it was so cute that was like their number one craving. And Xander has only ever had one kind of hamburger helper because that was his favorite. And Kendra was like, we're trying them all. So that we had a taste testing of hamburger helper varieties today. And I have a new one to make you try whenever we come home, because I tried some today that I'd never tried before as well.
Please don't say the cheesy mac. That's not my style. I've had it before and I don't like it.
No, it was actually one called Creamy Italian.
Creamy Italian.
And so we made it with beef, but I think when I come home, I'll throw in some Italian sausage in it, some crumbled, and like it was really good.
Yeah. In case anyone doesn't know this, Jami did not grow up on box meals, but I did. And I learned to live on and cook for both of my sons out of the box. And I've never been the kind of guy who demanded that I have, what do they call it? From scratch, meals made from scratch. Here's a good trivia question, one that you guys probably don't know. Of everybody in the family, and this is the entire Morrow extended family, who is the one person, the one man who insists that every meal is made from scratch and nothing can be store-bought? Do you know the answer to that, Jamie? You have to.
I think I do, but
And this is no knock on anybody. I think it's interesting though, because I think it comes from maybe like it's something that some families are just more about. Oh no. If you're saying Uncle Dan and my dad, no. Uncle Dan will eat the hamburger helper with the best of them, and so will my dad. Buddy, nope. So no one's guessing. It's Rob, Tina's husband. Now, you guys may not be as familiar with brother-in-law Rob, but Rob is more of he wants, and Rob will do it himself. Rob doesn't demand Tina go to the kitchen and slave over a meal.
Rob is a very good cook. Rob is a very good cook.
Rob is an amazing cook, but Rob would be offended if he went somewhere and had to have hamburger helper.
Oh, we were having hamburger helper.
But no, Rob will, he will go to Fresh Foods or whatever they call the store and just buy all the ingredients and spend all of the time. Okay, I didn't say Morrow. I says the extended family, y'all, extended family. But no, Rob is a big time into cooking from scratch, starting with just all the ingredients and making this thing come together. But that's not who any of us are. We are fine with hamburger helper. We'll open a can of beans and a can of this and that. We'll be completely fine with it.
I'm grabbing a drink, babe.
Go ahead. So what I have is a simple, I do have it in a cup, but it's just the Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, because we have no more Pepsi Zero. So I grabbed the Diet Pepsi and I did put it on ice. So that's my drink.
Did you need me to place an order for whenever I come through?
No, I will. No, I have plenty. I'm fine. I'll tell you what I did though, which is this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You're going to have to explain this one over here. So you know that I've been dieting, right? So my food of choice, my snack of choice, I don't know why, but I found these and they were in the pantry and I've been nibbling on them. Okay. All right. So I come across this, and what does it look like? Looks like one of these, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's on the kitchen counter here where I've been snacking. I take this, I throw it in my mouth, and I bite down, and I about damn near broke a tooth. Jamie, this is not a cashew. Look at it closely. I don't know.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
What in the world is this thing? Because it's not a cashew.
So when Alora was overnight the other night, we were playing with those little doll houses that we put together.
Oh,
and that is a croissant.
It's a plastic croissant. Well, I'll tell you what, I sure thought it was one of those. And I'm like, oh, I must have dropped one, and I did not want the house to be dirty. So I pick this sucker up and throw it in my mouth and bite down. I'm like, mother of God.
Yeah, whoopsie.
And then I looked at it, I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized it wasn't a cashew at all. And so I'm going to make sure I put this in the trash. We're never going to have this little croissant to confuse anybody else again. So all of my teeth are still here. I still have all of my teeth. Even at my age, guys, these are still my own teeth, okay? But I tell you what, I almost lost a few right there.
Dang.
I'm lucky that I did not, seriously.
Yeah.
And it would have all been Elora's fault. All right, so tomorrow, Monday, you start the great trek back home. Everything seemed to be running fine. Are you going to have anyone check the fluids before you leave?
I checked my own fluids tonight. I do have to find somewhere to get the long handle to clean the windshield. That is one thing I want to do before I head out.
Well, you pull into any truck stop, but you have to go over where the trucks actually fuel up at. And they'll have those already setting out. There's already going to be a fluid that they're dipped into. And all you have to do is dip it a few times, and then you start the whole scrubbing. Now, do not do what some women do and purposely like lean over the car and they stick their behinds out and they scrub real slow and they shift their hips to the other side, and then they can't reach, and they do all of that just to draw male attention. You don't want to be doing that at a truck stop, okay?
How could I get any of that accomplished with Flat Lester staring right at me while I'm cleaning the front?
And that is why we send Flat Lester along. Thank you. That is why you all wonder why I insist that Flat Lester goes everywhere with her. Maybe I watch too much TV. Is that just on TV?
Maybe.
Well, they all know what I'm talking about, so they must watch the same shows that I watch, because everyone here knows exactly what I'm doing when I lean over and I do that whole thing. Everyone here knows
You know,
what I'm
there's
doing.
not a hood to lean over on this, right? Like it's straight up
That's
and down.
true. That's true. You're in the European motorhome. There's no hood to lean over. So you'll have to find some creative way. I don't know how you'll do it. Let's just not, though. Let's just go ahead and jump
That's
out real
probably
fast
best.
and then
Yeah.
jump back in and go. Haul ass. All right.
Yes,
Don't
that
give them
sounds
guys
good.
a chance to walk over and offer to help. Well, whatever shows I watch or whatever channel I run across where that kind of stuff happens, these folks over here, these sweet folks, have seen the exact same channels I have. So, yeah.
Gosh. All I want to know is whenever you take it, will you do that so I can record that moment from the outside? You like, I actually want to like make that happen, but you're the one doing the scrubbing and the bending over, and then I
Can
will
I
be
wear
the
that one
sneaky
pair of
video.
short shorts that you bought me accidentally? I'm not wearing the pink. I will not wear the pink, but I'll
Yes.
wear my boots and that little pair of short shorts that you bought me
Oh,
accidentally.
sweet baby Jesus. Yes, that will be the most amazing moment ever. And I will be this secret recorder. I'll even sit behind Flat Luster to record you. That'll be so good.
Now you'll actually have to be like somewhere else and see, because what
True.
was, yeah, to see if what people do thinking that I'm there by myself. That
Yeah.
would be so funny. No, we're not wearing anything pink. Okay, we're not wearing anything pink. If I'm going to come across as the gay guy, I'm not going to be the flamboyant gay guy. I will not. If I have to play the role of gay guy, I'll play the role of man gay. If that makes any sense to you. That makes no sense to you at all?
It makes sense. It makes
Okay.
total sense. Oh my God.
Lori says, wait, why is Lester dieting? Lori, I have to lose 20 pounds, sweet lady. My doctor told me if I want to take some strain off my knees, I could probably start by losing a few pounds.
Oh
And
my
she
God.
was-
My grandma sent you a knee brace home too.
Oh, Lord. Your grandma is sending me home knee braces.
My
They
grandma
weren't from your, they're not from your late grandpa, are they?
No,
'Cause
they're the
I was
ones
feeling
that her
weird.
doctor recommended for her, and she told me also that she's had knee replacement and that you should do it, and you should do it right now so
Yeah.
that you can be better by the time the baby comes. And she said that they're like she gave me some pretty strict advice, and then yeah, I didn't even tell you this yesterday at the shower. There's a whole lot of ladies in my family who watch and know about your knees and have had knee replacements and wanted to tell me that you need to do it now. So
Well, thank you for making me feel really embarrassed that your entire family is gathered around talking about me and my age and my ailments and my
they didn't
knees.
talk about your age or your ailments. They only talked about your knees. Just
Same
for the
thing,
record.
Jamie. I'm the old guy. I'm the old guy. Great. Well, it is what it is. But today I was talking to mom and dad. I went over for a visit. Did you know that my mom went missing? It was, I'll talk more about it later, but I had to rush over. And when everything was finally okay and back together, we were all sitting talking, and my mom talked about how she gets shots in her knees. She still does it every 3 months. She goes for cortisone shots. My dad said he was doing it. He even did the whole rooster comb, but he said that to him it wasn't worth the trouble because it didn't last long enough. So there's not like a fix. So a lot of folks over here may be about, oh yeah, I'll just get the shots and whatever that stuff is. But like my mom will say, it's temporary. It only helps for a short while. My dad says it's not worth the time and trouble because what good is it for cortisone just to give you a couple of weeks of pain free? It's going to come right back, sometimes worse. So, and then my mom also said the same thing that PPAT told her, is that when she got her knees replaced in her 70s, she hated herself for going so long without having them done because she was up and at them in just a matter of days. And
That's
you
what
know,
my grandma told me too. My grandma told me she goes, he can go get this shot while he waits for all of this is what she literally recommended. She goes, tell him to go get the shot while they schedule and do all of his pre-op stuff, so that way he'll be pain-free until he has the surgery, and then when he has the surgery, it's like a night and day difference. That's exactly what she told me.
So the only thing that no one wants to talk about, be it your mom or your grandma or my parents, is how much that's going to cost. And so that right there is why we will just hold off until when do I qualify for, what do they call that? Medicaid and Medicare. When does that kick in?
You qualify for Medicare.
Does anyone know when Medicare kicks in? How many
65.
more years must I wait from it? Huh?
65?
Oh,
you're
shit.
not waiting 10 years.
Sheesh fire, Jamie. Will your motorhome still have any? Will it still be running out? Will it be still able to run when I'm 65? That's a long time.
You better just go do it.
We will see. We will see. But that's not for time. That's not to talk about now. Let's hear more about your vacation. I know everyone wants to hear about the actual baby shower. Now, is that going to be on a video you're going to put out?
I have some of the stuff from the video baby shower. I didn't get a lot of video, to be honest, from that actual moment because I was pretty involved in hosting and talking and directing and it's busy. It's really busy, and there are a lot of people there, and while you rent the space, it's not like you rent an event planner that's like cue the drinks or cue the food or anything like that. You still have to be coordinating to the people in the room.
Somebody has to manage the whole thing.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where I didn't want to step on anybody's toes because I'm the mother-in-law, right? Like I am not, and so Kendra's mom and her sisters were doing a lot of things, but then also they were a little bit shy about speaking up and getting people's attention and sort of directing things. So I offered to do those things and I didn't want to be like intimidating or overstep or anything like that, but also like you have to have someone that's willing to do that to be able to you're in a room full of 50 people, so you have to be able to say, we're so grateful that you're here, say a blessing, and then here's the food, and and then poor Xander. Oh my gosh, poor Xander. Xander is last in line because he's being social with everybody. He's helping people. It was on the second story, which were very steep stairs, and I probably would never recommend that again. But Xander is like hauling things up for people and being all these things, and so he's last to eat, and Xander's shoving food in his mouth, and everybody else is kind of wrapping up, and you can hear the noise level come up again, and I'm like, Xander, you guys need to go open gifts and keep this moving along. And he's like, I'm not done eating. I'm like, yes you are. And he's like, I'm not, I still have more to eat. And I was like, you're gonna have to save that. I was like, you have to save it for later. He goes, really? Yes.
So besides Xander, were there other men there? Was he the only guy, which is, I guess, common?
He was the only guy.
Yeah. So he had to have been a nervous wreck because he's obviously, he's a outgoing kind of guy, but no one can be themselves in a room full of 50 women. No.
He'd never been to a shower before, so he had no idea what to do or how it went or anything like that. Yeah. He's like, other people are still eating too. And I was like, yeah, but when they're done eating, they're kind of ready to go, or at least they want things to be moving along because they had a lot of gifts. Like people were very kind to them, and they got some wonderful things for this little baby. And they did share the baby name, but I have not shared it with anyone else on here yet. So I'm saving that for the video.
Okay, you're gonna hold out on us then. So for the few people who are just joining or may not know what's going on, Jami is on the road. She's traveling. She's in Illinois, but this time she did not fly up for work. She actually drove the motorhome up. Yes, she's in her motorhome that she drove up, and she did that because they're having a baby shower for her son and her daughter-in-law. And so they'll be having them a baby here pretty soon. And this weekend was the baby shower, and Jami was a big part of that. And so she was able to be there. I stayed here and took care of the property and made sure that all the dogs and cats and cows and horses and goats and pigs and alpaca and big birds and all the babies got their food, got their water, got their indoor, outdoor. And I also did a lot of cleaning. I don't know if you can see, but this place is spotless.
It looks beautiful.
I hope you can also see that I've kicked all the dogs out. Yeah, I kind of hate myself right now, and I'm gonna hope that you can hurry home to help me enforce the rules. No dogs. We got fans. We got fans all over the shop, and them dogs are all laid out in front of the fans. Like, are you nuts? Mom's gonna let us back in when she gets there. I'm like, not as long as floor's clean.
Mom is never the one that caves. Dad is who caves every time.
Not this time. Listen, I don't really think that we should promote the venue of the place. Now, you can if you want to, but did you not tell me that you were a little bit let down that they actually just like, here you go, here's all the stuff, return all the dishes by tomorrow at noon? And it's
that was the caterer. That wasn't the actual
that was
place.
a caterer. Okay.
That was separate,
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of folks are asking for the venue. I don't know why, but if you want to give that out at some point, that's completely on you. But no, we held the fort down. All is good. There's nothing. There should not be anything shocking. You should come home to everything being normal. And I cannot think of anything.
I cleaned out the fridge before I left.
Well, actually, let me show you how cleaner the fridge is now.
But no, I did it before I left. Please tell me that you didn't throw away some very important things that were in that refrigerator.
There is very little in this fridge.
Tomorrow, I hope that you did not throw away my meds or the animal meds that were in that fridge.
The fridge is nice and clean.
Less tomorrow.
Look how beautiful.
Less tomorrow.
Jamie, look how beautiful.
It is beautiful, but I really hope that you were selective.
Look at that. I've been on the bed. Purdy. And yeah, I thought you'd be proud.
I am so proud.
And then you might as well go ahead and tell people that the number one reason you hate to leave is because I go through stuff.
There was a trip and I came home to less underwear because the drawer didn't close the way that he wanted it to close. His drawers don't close.
Listen. I don't think I needed that many pair of underwear. I did not throw away your panties. I threw away mine, okay? All right, so listen. I'm going to go ahead and say to Mary Wilson, sweet Mary Wilson, yes, Megan does know me. So Megan is over here trying to help defend us, and Mary Wilson is trying to be mean. Mary Wilson, remove your comments, or our moderators will be saying goodnight to you early. That's all I'm going to say about that to Miss Mary Wilson. Okay, thank you, Miss Megan. I appreciate you. Okay, keep going, Jamie. So you don't like it whenever I clean while you're gone. And one of your biggest fears about you leaving is that I'm going to clean up. Who does that? Which woman out there says,
because
oh no, if I leave for a week, my husband's going to clean. Oh no, he's going to clean. I won't be able to.
His version of cleaning is to throw it away. It's not actually like, let me clean up and reorganize. No, it's just throw it all away. And then when I come home, I'm like, I can't find this. I've lost this. I don't have this. And it's things that I use.
Well, Jamie.
Like all my facial stuff, like all face stuff last time was gone.
Not all of it. Not all of it. I just thought that those containers were only that much left. When you have a brand new one with that much, why keep those little dabs of containers?
Because they're expensive. You use every drop.
Well, hey, have you ever heard of something called Lemon Touch?
No.
Okay. Because last night I opened a gift that says to Longhorn Lester. It was clear as day. And I opened it and it's full of like facial products. Of lemon something, lemongrass. Someone says lemongrass. And yes, so there is a whole bunch of little samples of something from lemongrass. And I actually looked at who it was sent from. And on the return address, it says lemongrass, whatever. So it was from the actual company. And so so what I'm guessing is they must have either wanted us to open it to promote them or something. I did try it, but I think I did it all wrong. So I'll have it here for you when you get back home. Lemongrass products. So didn't know if you knew about that, but I did not throw them away. I saved them all. All right.
How's
So,
Mr. Hank?
Mr. Hank is great. He's out in the shop. You want to go see him?
No.
He's laying in the kitchen inside the shop, and he acts like he's stressed out because he also got kicked out while I cleaned.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
No, he's fine. But listen, you just can't clean around some of these hairier animals because all they do is come right behind you and mess everything back up again. So, anywho's. Anyway,
I got
but
to see my dad today.
This is supposed to be about you and your vacation and your trip and your getaway. Why is it about me again? Come on.
I got to see my dad today, and my dad stopped by here today as well. And
After he survived the skydiving.
He went skydiving. He told me that the whole thing, like the whole fall, was only like 5 minutes, and he gave me all of the like lowdown about. There were like 12 people in the plane, and he tandem jumped, so he was in the front of another man. And when they jump or whatever at the beginning, you can do all you want or whatever, and you're wearing goggles. And Dad said they're falling 120 miles an hour when they're falling.
Wow.
Did
he get the video? Did he pay for the video of it?
There is some pictures, but there's no video. It's not that type of thing. Like he did it with something like the St. Louis something. I don't know. Like, it's a cousin of ours that does this for a living. And he went up with her team.
Okay.
And he said when they land, the last when you're about 20 feet, you stick your feet up like you're flat, and because it's two men and their weight, they had to basically land on their behinds and slide in instead of trying to land on their legs because it was too much to coordinate with two men, basically. Yeah. Two big men. Okay. So he said it was a blast. He's like, once in a lifetime thing. I'm so glad I did it. And I said, would you ever do it again? He goes, in a heartbeat. I'm like, that's nuts.
Yeah, no, to each his own. And there's some people that live for that kind of adrenaline and that kind of a rush.
That's exactly what he said. He goes, it was the biggest rush ever. And I was like, I get a rush when I find something good at Goodwill. That's the rush. The best rush that I can find is a smoking deal. Okay,
let me address something real fast. Everyone, please stop talking about the lemongrass. We don't care who sells it. We could give a rat's ass less, okay? Let it go. You're acting like you're obsessed with getting this information out there, okay? So let it go, because at this point you're spamming our chat and you're becoming very annoying. All right, secondly, Jamie gets a thrill from things like horses that your dad would probably be terrified of. You get a thrill from riding the side-by-side, and you can actually go faster than what I think you should be driving sometimes. And some of the things that give you thrills could,
getting a seedling to grow, and after I've put it in their little pod like that for me, or a flower that finally bloomed, or one that came back the next year, all of those things. Hatching baby chicks, I just have a different thrill than I'm not an adrenaline junkie in that way. I don't need big rushes. It's small things for me that make really big things.
Right. It looks like the chat's going to be really mean. I'm happy that you can't read the chat tonight. I'm actually really happy that you cannot read the chat tonight. Because there are some days whenever people are just very kind and flattering and loving and just want to help and share and ask questions about your trip and about all the things. And tonight's not that kind of a night. So I'm so sorry.
Maybe you should turn them off too.
Yeah, I can, and I'm probably going to have to. But
it makes it better.
Yeah, it does make it better. But you know what? Here's the thing. Here's who I feel bad for. There are some people, I would say 99% of the people, who love to be able to be a part of a community. And in saying so, as a part of a family, you want to get your voice to be heard. You want to have your voice heard. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how would it feel if you had to walk around with a piece of tape over your mouth and not be allowed to speak or say, share an opinion or say something? But the problem is the 1%ers or maybe the 10%ers demand to be heard. And they're the ones at the dinner table who are slamming their hands down, screaming and hollering, hear me, hear me, hear me. And we hear you, but we're ignoring you. I'm so sorry, but stop being babies. Stop being babies. Okay, stop being babies. Someone says, just take your glasses off and you won't see them. No, because I like to be able to use the chat to kind of help guide and direct how we go over here. So thank you, moderators. Anyway, so Jami, I was going to ask you of the entire trip. Now, obviously, you had to have enjoyed the parts, seeing Xander and seeing Kendra for the first time that she's announced her pregnancy. But besides that, what was your favorite part of the trip? And that could be either the driving part or anything that you guys have done. But don't just say that Xander and Kendra, spending time with them, because we know that's your favorite.
Sander and I installed their new stackable washer and dryer, and the amount of trips that we went to Ace back and forth for was quite comical. And then also drilling holes in the wall. And
so is it a normal size dryer and washer? And which one's on the bottom? The washer, I'm hoping, because washers are heavier than dryers. Okay.
Yeah.
So washers go on the bottom, dryers go on the top. Okay.
And it's an all-in-one unit. So, it's made for, an apartment. It's all just a tower. It's not two separate things of stack.
Oh, it's not. So you don't stack them. They come that way.
It comes that way, and all the controls are in the middle. It's really neat, actually. And I've never seen one in person before, but I knew that they needed something and that we were limited on space. Yeah. So this is what we came up with. And it was here, and Sander and I were like, let's just call a plumber to have them figure it out, Right. And the plumber came and was like telling us we were gonna have to break up concrete and all this other crap. And got here and we started looking at other options of places to put it to where we wouldn't have to do that, where we could tie into existing plumbing. Because I have to give you props, because this is something I was talking about with my mom and my grandma today, is before Texas, this girl, no plumbing. Plunger was my extent of plumbing. And now, believe it or not, I have acquired some plumbing skills. And are they able to fix, repair, diagnose? No. But can I figure out how to connect things and understand the dynamics of things now? Yes. And that is kudos to you. And anyway,
I don't see where that would have come from me, but I'll take the compliment. Thank you.
Maybe it was what not to do. Maybe. Just saying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe not what not to do. Hey, but listen, so is this a normal size washer and dryer, or do those things only come compact and tiny?
So it's still I don't remember the cubic foot, but you can do a full size load of laundry. You can't do comforters in it, so it's not gigantic, but you can do a normal size. They were able to do their whole week of clothes, and
okay,
and then put it in the dryer up top. It's not tiny, but it's not large, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You can't do, they could do their bed sheets, they could do some of their blankets, they did a load of towels, that type of thing. But to do a king size comforter, it's not big enough to handle that.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. But we don't like to do those even here. I'll always have worried about you putting things that are going to end up tearing something up into our washer and dryer. So as a matter of fact, you have known that I'll take the comforters out and hang them on the chair or on the line outside, so as not to have to put something so heavy into the dryer because of my fear of burning a belt or something that I can't replace and don't want to replace. So anywho.
Yeah, so getting that in there was really, it was funny because we had to drill through walls for a drain.
Everyone is so proud of me for removing somebody, because it shows that I removed them, and everyone is so very proud of me. You're very welcome. I can do two things at the same time. And I'm not ignoring you, Jami, but it was funny because I removed this lady and everyone began to applaud me in the comments for doing so. I feel like a hero now. Keep going. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But we had to use different hole saws and all of that. And then also in the wall was a hidden water pipe that we didn't know that we almost hit. So like
No, that would have been
project,
horrible.
that project was actually pretty intense, but also pretty fun. Xander ran new wiring for it and plugs, and like it looks very professional. It is not like rigged in any way. And then we get it all the way in, and the whole dang thing is leaning like this. So we had to, because of the way the concrete slopes in their shop. So we had to, they had fortunately had adjustable legs on it. So Xander finished that project this afternoon.
So I want to ask, to be honest, did you have to do any borrowing of that project?
A smidge. Okay, so here's like the down and dirty. The water line that was already existing was a 3/8 measurement. That apparently is very common for plumbing.
That's water hose. Yeah, that's normal water hose, 3/8.
It had to get up to be a 3/4 inch line to be able to go to the washer dryer hookup. So I have 4 adapters to get to that side. Like we had to like the guy at Ace helped me be able to go adapter to adapter to adapter. So it has
that's
a
pretty
menagerie of
Did
borrowing.
you take pictures and video of that at least?
No, I didn't.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
like Vanessa says, as long as it works, that's all that matters. And you said they've washed some clothes, so it must be working.
They did, and Kendra's so excited because now she can finally do all of the pre-washing of all the baby's clothes because she's been holding out on that because they haven't had laundry. So now this little garage has a shower and washer and dryer and an electric skillet, and they feel like they have like hit the lottery in their capabilities.
That's
so I was
because there are some things that you cannot do in an air fryer or a microwave.
Yeah.
There's not.
Yeah. So they were excited to expand their meals and get back to like cooking some healthier things and be able to, be able to have that. Plus the laundry thing allows them to truly be home because they've been going to Xander's dad's every single day to do their laundry and shower. And it was because that was the other thing. The water heater had some sediment in it and it wasn't holding as much water. So, and they weren't able to take a full length shower and have enough water.
Drain that too?
So we did that too.
How much was in there and how did it look?
It was
sandy?
It was scaly. It was scaly.
It's calcium, right?
Yeah. So all of those things added up were like big highlights, but I will be honest that like the trip here was also a pretty proud accomplishment. Like that's kind of a highlight as well. And then being able to, I know this sounds silly, to show my family like, look at this cute little, bus that I'm driving was also pretty fun.
I bet it was. And I talked about that your mom actually wants one now.
She's like ready to leave. If she didn't have this big project going on at work, I know that she would be like Flat Lester would be in the back the whole way.
That's funny. Well, that's beautiful. I'm glad you had a great time. It's been rough here. It's been hard. But like I was trying to say on my live yesterday, or maybe this morning, the days are all running together. The only job that I was doing that I don't normally do is your morning and afternoon horse routine. It's just the driving back and forth and the extra time.
You watered things, right?
Well, hold on. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
The drive time, the watering, absolutely. And so those are not hard jobs. So anyone who thinks that it must have been so hard on Lester, it wasn't hard. It was the time that it takes to do all of that stuff. So it's just the time management is what I struggled with over the last several days. But no.
What was your favorite part? If we're talking favorites here, what was your favorite thing that you did that you don't normally do?
Okay, so this is going to sound kind of mean, but you promise you won't be mad? You promise you won't be mad?
No.
Okay. So this is going to come out wrong. It's going to come out wrong. You know how sometimes I wake up in the mornings and have coffee with my coffee clubbers, and then I try to rush out of there to get home to have coffee with you before you start work? You know about that? These last few days, I've not had to rush out of there because you were not here to have coffee with me anyways. So I was able to go ahead and spend more time coffee clubbing it with the coffee club in the morning, and then getting more chores done, and then making an easy drive home without rushing. I know that that did not come out right, but
Yeah, it probably didn't, because all I heard is you don't want to have coffee with me anymore.
no. That's what I was afraid of. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to think of it that way. I'm trying to make you and the coffee club happy. Okay.
I know.
I was trying to watch my words. Sorry.
It's okay. Well, you know what
So
though?
what
It's
else?
okay to admit like what you enjoy. Like I asked you, and that was an honest answer, and that's okay. It's nice to not be rushed. Do you want to know what one of the other things that like I admitted to Kendra and Xander today?
What?
The sleep that I have gotten has been pretty dang good.
Is it because there's no dogs barking, no dogs walking around?
There's
What
no
about
tap dancing. There's no tap dancing.
I know that is Trixie all the time. I don't know why she's like that. Listen, I'm going to try to save you this question, and I'm going to answer it for you. And you can cut me off at any point. But you guys have to know that there are some members of Jami's family who do not really understand what Jami does as a passion in her video creation. And in saying so, they do not want their families, even their children, videoed. They do not want them to be a part of Jami's videos. So Jami can't just like go to any event and pull out her camera and record everybody, because there's a few members of the family who don't get that. They don't get that. Now, here's what's crazy about it. You ready? That it is absolutely legal for anybody to pull out their phone and record anybody in the public domain. You do know that, right? So it's, as crazy as it is, these children and these adults are being videoed at Walmart and at school and everywhere that's public. But they tell Jami, you're not allowed to video our children. Our kids cannot be on the video. We cannot be on your videos. You're not allowed to video us. Now, Jami's not going to fight and argue. There's not going to be a reason to fight and argue. Why would you want to fight and argue with family? You're at a family event. It's a shame, because that means that a lot of the things that you would all like to share can't be shared. Can you talk about that at all?
I respect their wishes though. Like, and I understand that not everybody wants to put themselves out there and are comfortable with that. It's just like it is dynamically different from a family of like yours, where we share everything and we let it all hang out, and my family is much more private and reserved, so I have to tell you about what happened versus show.
And so I was just trying to answer everyone who's like, can't wait to see the videos of the baby shower. And I'm just trying to let them know ahead of time that they may not be able to see as much as they probably would have liked to have seen. Yeah. Because there are a few members of the family that are saying, no, you're not going to video. I don't want to be on a video. I don't want to be on a video.
They don't understand. Some people just don't understand it. Like they don't get that that's what we do. And they've never been exposed to it. You know, I have family members who don't have social media whatsoever. So like I respect it though. And I capture some of the things, and you know, but I also have learned that I'm just not going to be able to have the same sharing as I do in a lot of my life.
Yeah. It was sad to me though, whenever you did the big event for Xander, and it was going to be the the gender reveal, and you were going to have everybody in the family guess what they thought the baby was going to be. And yet there was one family who refused to participate because they did not want to be on a video like that. And so the sad thing about that is it means that memory for Xander and Kendra can no longer have that particular family as a part of that. So it's just kind of crazy how the world is. I know when I started teaching school, the first few years that social media became kind of a big deal, and where everyone had social media, you had to get parental permission to video students. And then towards the last few years of my teaching career, you had to have parental denial to have kids on video, which means that there was a flip flop. The culture, society changed. At first, if you don't have parent permission, that kid cannot be in a video. And so paperwork was required before a Christmas party, before any kind of event where there may be pictures. But over the course of the school year, it flipped around to where now public domain, or whatever you call it, if you're in the public, you can be videoed. However, if you're a parent of maybe a special needs kid or somebody, or you just a very private person, they have to go sign a paper saying, do not put my kids on any videos. Whereas everyone else, the general pop, was absolutely open to be videoed. So it's just a changing of a culture. And so I don't know, right or wrong. We've never had an issue. And so I do know how hard it was for you to try to go up there and video. Uh-oh, you're reading something. What, everything okay?
I actually have a piece of skin on my finger that was bothering me. Sorry.
Lord, okay.
Yeah. I'm using my phone tonight. The computer. So I brought my home computer, my Mac, and I forgot the charger for it. So yesterday it died after our coffee live, and now I'm on a phone only situation.
Oh, I got you. So
I
you
still
have
have my work computer, but I don't use work for this. So
no, I don't blame you. All right, and then of course a lot of people want to know, how was it meeting Kendra's mom for the first time? I'm just telling you questions that are popping up over and over and over.
It probably was not the best setting. What?
Hold on. I'll ask one more time. Do they ever watch your videos, Jamie? I don't know.
Only my mom and my grandma.
So only mom and only grandma. All right, Miss Lynette. So you've asked one more time and we gave you the answer. Miss Lynette, listen, I love you, sweet lady, but there's 7,000 folks watching, 7,700 folks watching, and many of those are commenting, and we cannot keep up with all the comments. So no one's ignoring anybody, guys. All right, baby, go ahead and tell me. You met Kendra's mom for the first time. As a matter of fact, I believe you met most of her family for the first time.
I did. And I feel guilty because it was a very high stress situation. So there wasn't a lot of like, it was people pouring in and things not sort of falling into place at the same time. And women who, not just two women, her daughters as well, and her mom and in-laws as well, like all having different intentions and vision in a stressful situation. So it wasn't like get to know you. It was kind of like, what can I do to help? How, that type of thing. And so much going on and so many people having different direction and responsibilities and no real coordination around it. And so it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't what I envisioned, but I also didn't plan on meeting in that, it wasn't ever my dream to be like, hey, let's meet at a baby shower that we're throwing and we've never met and talked before ever and communicated about anything. And let's try to pull it together 15 minutes before 50 people show up. So,
and then something else that people may not realize is that times are changing, and that a lot of these young people are meeting, especially if they meet in an online type thing, where it's like Jake never had a chance to hardly meet and get to know Lissa's parents. I, to this day, don't know much about Ellie's, Megan's parents. Think about it for a minute. You and I, neither one of us, would you even recognize them at Walmart if you saw them?
Yeah.
Because I would not. You would? I would not. And then, and so in the older days, I think that when you used to bring whenever you would go meet people, and then sometimes the parents would meet and all that kind of stuff, was a lot more common to get to know the other family. But in this day and age, I don't think it's as common. I would be curious to know how many people did meet parents and everything else, or had parents meet parents before they made those kind of commitments. Because I think that the only time I ever met Megan's dad was at the wedding. I think I seen her mom once or twice at the farm. Maybe
I met both of them at the farm at least once, and I met Megan's mom a few times. but that's it. But I'm also Steph, so like I'm not Ellie's mom, so like there's also a thing that sort of happens with that as well. And
Yeah.
I talked about this a little bit on my live last night of like I know that moms and daughters are much closer than the mother-in-law that's coming in. So I also knew that my place was not up here, that my place was down here, and I knew my place, and that's why I asked, like, what can I do, what can I help with, and sort of like I'm a natural leader, and I knew that that was not my place to lead.
Yeah.
So you know
Wow. It's just times have changed, I think. And a lot of folks in the comments are validating that what I said was true, that in the old days, it was a little bit different where the couple and the parents, and there was a whole lot of things, a lot of barbecues or get-togethers or whatever else. And in this day and age, it's not quite as much. Now, remember, guys, that's just for some folks. There's always exceptions to that rule. But well, that's good then. And so I'm hearing a reverb. Is that your phone? Also, I had something else in my head and I completely forgot it, Jamie. It was something about the whole shower. Oh, did she get all that she wanted? I'm trying to remember all the questions that people were asking along the way. Did she get the things that she was hoping to get as far as like a registry or whatever? Or there things that she did not get that she was hoping she would have?
I think there's a few things that they still need, but they did get some Amazon gift cards, so they kind of sort of today was like Kendra was sorting and cutting tags off and sorting by size of clothes that were received and blankets, and then also like they got a lot of diapers, which was wonderful, and then the bigger items and things like that, just sort of like aligning what they need now versus later. And then they took some stuff to they're going to take some stuff to my grandma's basement to be able to store it while they don't need it. And then I think there were a few things, but I think that there are things that they'll need like after a few months. So they weren't too concerned because they did get some gift cards and they were
And
sort
then
of like taking inventory of things.
it was cute that you said that Xander had 2 truckloads of diapers.
He did. That was so crazy.
Oh,
I like at one point in time, I look outside and he's standing out behind the truck and he's got his hands in his head like this. And he's just like, number
yeah,
one, going up and down those steps as many times as he did. Both of my legs were sore and I didn't do near the amounts that he did.
yeah,
And just watching him be a little like this was a little overwhelming for him to
yeah.
realize the amount of stuff, the amount of like excitement, the amount of women, like all of that was like a lot.
Well, diapers are a huge expense. I remember that whenever I was teaching school and Lex was going to be on the way, the school, I did not want to have a baby shower. I was like, totally like, we're not doing that. I'm not doing it. And so I refused it. I just refused it. So what these women did, I had worked with a very large team of women and they threw me a diaper party. You know about that? You've
Yeah.
seen a diaper party. So
Yeah.
it was not a baby shower where I got to sit there and open all these things. It was just diapers everywhere. But I
Yeah.
remember how wonderful that was because once you start having to buy diapers, you realize, oh my God, this is expensive. And
Yeah.
the formula and all the stuff. So I do remember, though, the only bad thing about the diaper party is everybody bought at the same size, it felt like. And
So
so
that's what we went through as well today. Is she's like, I got a lot of newborns, and I was like, well, let's just see what happens, and maybe you can exchange a few, and
never thought about that, exchanging them for a larger size.
Mhm.
But yeah, because once your baby outgrows the size that everybody bought, now you're like, oh, so I have all these diapers and nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Ah,
So she
yeah.
sorted through today and looked up how Walmart handles that and stuff because I think that's really the only Walmart and Target around here. Target's probably 45 minutes away, but to be able to maybe do some exchanges and stuff, so
Yeah.
that'll happen, I'm sure.
Well, we certainly feel for those moms who are not able to afford the diapers and formula because listen, I don't know this for a fact, and I don't even know how I could even remember this, but does $80 a week sound like a normal number? Because I'm kind of thinking that it was about $80 a week that I was spending on diapers and formula. Does that sound cheap to you?
Maybe formula. No, I don't know. So like it's been a long time. I
This
would
has
assume
been
if formula is
13
part of
years
it,
for
that's
me. It's been 13 years ago, but for some reason, I feel like every time I went to Walmart and I would always get diapers and formula, it was about $80. Can anyone in the comments tell me if I'm anywhere close? So someone over here says they spent $128, $150 a week. Jami, so inflation is real.
yeah.
If that's true, then the prices have gone up. I don't know why I have that number in my head that I remember that it takes about $80 a week for the diapers and formula. And obviously,
I think she's planning on breastfeeding if she can, so that should reduce their cost some.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if they have,
good.
I think that they have enough diapers for the first few months of life, so that will be good.
Yeah. There's a ton of folks saying at least a $150 a week for diapers and formula. I had no idea. Well, here's the biggest cost is the daycare. Did you ever have Xander in daycare?
I had Xander in daycare.
Daycare.
I had to work. I was the only one.
Yeah, you did. Now, I don't know why. I don't know why I can remember $80 a week, but I've forgotten what daycare, but daycare was so gosh darn expensive that it was almost you spend as much as daycare as you make working. You might as well just stay home and take care of your own baby for the daycare cost. The
only good part about Kendra works at the daycare that the baby will go to, so that's going to help her tremendously. It's not free, but it is a reduction, and that'll be really helpful.
Now, does she work in the baby room? Oh, so she'll be able to take care of her own baby then. Oh, that is a real blessing. Yeah, that daycare was darn near, I think, $300 a week or so, whatever. And I'm thinking
it's expensive.
So it's crazy. All right. Well, hey, we've been on here for over an hour. Is there anything else you want to share regarding the trip or regarding your trip home tomorrow? Anything else?
Nope. Just say some prayers for me so I have some safe travels. I'm doing that for myself, and
how many times did you use your walkie-talkie as you were driving up?
Only once.
Only once. Just to test it out?
Yeah. I'm more so Xander has my location, of course, and then I would just of course I was texting you to check in with you, and then with Mom, she called a few times because she knew I couldn't text. And then at night she was just like, tell me where you are and where you're staying, and that type of thing. So
worried about you. Yeah. So are you staying at your mom's driveway tonight or in Xander's driveway?
I'm actually in Xander's driveway right now. I'm headed to Mom's because she made something for the RV, and she wants to get it installed before I leave tomorrow morning.
Oh, that'll be nice. Okay. Well, that's wonderful. All right, sweetie. Well, I will chit chat with you later on tonight, maybe, and I'll go ahead and cut you off of here right now, and I will tell everybody our wonderful goodbyes and play our beautiful ending song. All righty?
Okay. All right. I love you.
Love you too. See you later.
Bye.
Okay, guys. That's the end of that. Woo! Hey, friends, comments were pretty rough tonight. Not real sure what me or Jami have done to offend you or to upset you so much, but let's remember that we are a community here. We're friends and we're family, and we have each other. This is a sanctuary, a safe place for us all to come together and share our ideas and our opinions. And even if we don't always agree, there's a very safe and polite way of saying things, okay? And then we appreciate folks who can remember and respect those just basic life guidelines. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so very much for watching. We will let you guys go. I'll see you guys in the morning for coffee, for my coffee clubbers. And I can't wait to do that. And then when I mentioned that there was an issue with Gigi today, don't let it bother you. All is fine now. We'll have more on that in tomorrow's noon video. Okay, so it's all good. And I'm not calling anyone immature. I'm just saying that sometimes we get off on, we just don't like people to spam the comments. It's the best example that I can think of, and I did not come up with this on my own, is the people who slam their fist at a dinner table demanding to be heard. And you don't want to be that person. All right. We love you so very much. We'll see you guys in the morning.
Down in Texas where the sun runs high, There's a place where hearts and spirits fly. I'm a survivor stands for all who've been through. A second chance, a promise, pure and true. They take the broken, the battered, the lost, love without measure, no counting the cost. Every hoof and paw gets the life it deserves, a pasture of hope where kindness curves. We're all survivors of something you see, bound by the winds of destiny. Together we heal, together we thrive, and I'm a survivor, we're keeping dreams alive. The rooster crows at the break of dawn. Life rolls on, the pain is gone. Each animal here gets its own sweet song. A family where all the broken belong. Stretching fences and wide open skies, where love's the language that never lies. Each soul that walks through those gates of grace finds a home, a heart, a safe new space. We're all survivors of something you see, bound by the winds of destiny. Together we heal, together we thrive, and I'm a survivor, we're keeping dreams alive. The rooster crows at the break of dawn. Life rolls on, the pain is gone. Each animal here gets its own sweet song. A family where all the broken belong. We're all survivors of some